morning. We are here doing another visual podcast of In Our Neighborhood. We are with Greg Grosnick, Executive Director of Family Promise, Carrie Uturi, Development Director of Family Promise, and we're trying to shine a light on and getting the word out on Family Promise's Night Out without a bed. So Carrie, I'm going to turn it over to you.
This has been a project that high school students have put together to build awareness about homelessness. And the students they planned the event early this spring, and then we decided to have another one this fall because the snow's starting to fall, and it's really great for families to know that people care about them, and to know that if we're more aware, maybe we can help them more. So this event is going to be held at University of Providence on November 21st from 5 to 7 p.m. And we invite the whole community to come join all the agencies that will be there, take part in the information that we will have available, and hopefully the whole big reason we're doing this is to build awareness so that eventually we can solve the issue.
So when you guys say join, does that mean bring your sleeping bag and roll on out and spend the evening
not necessarily. No, we're not there yet. So our Family Promise affiliate in Great Falls, what we kind of decided was we wanted to make this an awareness event. Okay. So really, again, we went to the high school kids, and they were the ones who came up with, basically the idea of how the plan worked for the day and everything. But it's, Carrie and I realized that this is not a problem that we're going to solve here. So we work with families, and families, I'll define that a little bit as any type of parenting situation and kids under 18 years old. Okay. So that's and homelessness or facing homelessness. So that's what we're trying to work with. So we decided, Carrie's idea, we should actually go to the kids and talk to them about it. So between the colleges and the high schools, we got a chance to go sit down and talk with some of their leadership and their peer mentorship groups last year. They came up with the plan, and it's the important thing I think that they really got out of it was, as we had that conversation, which took a little bit of time because it's not an easy subject to talk about. Right. But we've all been through high school, and it ain't easy. It's hard to be successful in high school. There's a lot of work that has to be put into it. And when these kids start thinking about how they work through all the different things that they're doing with athletics and music and all these different groups, how do you do that? It's kind of like food. Right. When you think about how you're going to eat that night, you just switch that up with, where am I going to sleep tonight? Where's my little brother going to sleep tonight? Nice. Where's my mom or my dad, or however that works, going to sleep tonight? So you throw that extra element in there, and as we got going on that conversation, they really realized that probably everybody in that class maybe knew somebody that had gone through homelessness or was close or something along those lines. Nice. Okay. And they realized that, what our important thing to do is we need to destigmatize this. Because there is help out there. That's what Night Without a Bed is for. So we've got about 16, 17 agencies that all provide all kinds of different services for folks. Mm-hmm. And Great Falls is really, truly amazing in the giving that it does and the help that it provides. But if kids are embarrassed to go use that help, then we're missing the mark.
There's no sense in having
that was what the kids really keyed in on, and again, that's why we asked them, because they're the ones who are going through it.
So it being student driven is pretty powerful in the message that they're trying to get out. So the one thing that I always thought was a very powerful message to get out is it's different life circumstances that brought these kids to that couch surfing type scenario. Right. So and it might not be anything that they're personally experienced. It may be a family member's alcoholism or drug abuse or that type of thing that's leading them to this homelessness on this path. Is that something that there's resources there at the event to kind of help them with?
Exactly. Yep.
Okay. Right. And to understand that not every situation is the same. Every family's issues are different, and to not for the students to be unjudgmental and know that any of us could really be in that situation if the circumstances were such. So I think that that's really important, and I just have been impressed with how these young people they're light years ahead of us as far as how to deal with issues, and I think they're going to solve it.
Well, you know, we talk about their stigma, but it's even our own stigma that we don't want to talk about in our community because that doesn't exist here in Great Falls, but it really, really does. But you don't want to, you know, you're afraid to announce that out to the world to get the help that's needed because of the own stigma that we might think about our community.
Exactly.
How about what type of things are the students like kind of putting in place to give the kids the chance? So, you know, what are they doing to educate them during the event?
Well, one of the neatest things is Rural Dynamics does a budget game.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And that's hard. I failed quite miserably at it. It was like, they all look at me like, why? You were out of business. But, so it really, you know, that you had so much resources, everybody was different, and you had so much resources, and you had to figure out how you're going to pay your cell phone bill, your rent, and prioritize that. And that was really an eye-opener because you see, especially single parents with kids, and they're working, but how do they pay for everything? Especially if their rent is over 50% of their income. It's very, very hard. So then what resources are out there that you could go get food, you could go get help with rent, you could, you know, get help with if you have an emergency expense. Those kinds of things.
So what about the kids that are the couch surfers that don't have any kind of resources other than those outlets during the event? You know, the family may be gone, imprisoned. I mean, what are we doing for them to kind of get them out of that couch surfing mold?
Well, Alliance for Youth is a great resource for students. Yes. Okay.
Perfect.
And I mean. Opportunities Incorporated, St. Vincent de Paul, the YWCA. I mean, all of us, I think, would help. A student too.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Again, that's why we felt that this was so important to be an awareness piece.
Okay.
This is for people to come and kind of have your eyes opened a little bit. Kind of like you said, you know, I mean, it's something we don't necessarily want to see. But it is out there. We call it Family Promise National. They called it the invisible crisis for a reason because Great Falls, I think, is pretty well versed on homelessness now. We've heard a lot about it and seen a lot about it. But when you think of homelessness, you think of me downtown in my fatigue jacket, and that's homelessness, and that's just simply not the truth anymore. You had mentioned some reasons for homelessness or for, you know, issues that could cause homelessness, but in the last year, you know, the economy has added a whole nother layer of folks that we see. We do a lot of eviction prevention to help keep families in the house that they're in the housing that they're in. Okay. Because I know when I was 20 years old and I just got married and I had my first job, I wasn't probably all that far from an emergency or two of not being able to pay rent. You know, I was lucky. I had family here. My wife had family here. Not everybody has that. So when you don't have resources like that and you just have one hiccup, now all of a sudden life can get really scary really fast, especially if you have a couple kids. And these families are, you know, some of them are a little bit younger, some of them a little bit older, but most of them are just, you know, plugging away through work, and we're going to school and we're working and doing all these things. Then you have that happen and you don't have the first idea of what to do. Or the first part is it's hard to ask for help. Right. It is really hard to ask for help. So we got to get past that part. But the next part is, if I was going to ask for help, where do I go? You know, I don't want to have them come to Family Promise and say, sorry, you got to go to Opportunities, or sorry, you got to go here. We want to get them to the right place the first time, you know, and get them an opportunity to talk to who they need to. This is kind of a one-stop shop for that.
And those connections are crucial.
Yep.
So, date and time and where of the event?
November 21st, University of Providence Student Center.
Okay.
And we take over the whole Student Center for that evening. Yeah.
Wonderful. And if they wanted to get involved, is there still opportunity?
Oh, yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep, they can call us down at the office. You can look online or on your phone for the website, and it's got all of our email contact information, phone numbers, and all those kinds of things.
Do you know what the website is?
Yes,
it's on the screen.
Yep, www.familypromisegf.org is the website. website to go to, and I can give you a quick number real quick. It's 406-564-5267. That'll get you into the office. Yeah, if you've got time, if you want to be involved, if you want to help out, even just sitting at the welcome table and get to interact with some of these kids and the folks that come in there, because everybody is welcome. We want to educate as many people as we can. So if you're interested in doing any of that, please contact us and we'll get you set up and we'll get you sitting down with us, and I guarantee you'll learn as much as the kids do.
Great. Thank you, Carrie.
Thank you.
Greg. Please support Family Promise and their Night Without a Bed.